Welcome to SI UK India webinar. Thank you for joining us. We are now live with Durham University. Today we have Camila with us. She will be taking us through this webinar session. We'll answer all the questions after the presentation during the Q&A session. So let's start the webinar. Over to you, Camila.
Yeah, Catherine, do you mind sharing? Right, so I'm here to talk about the Master of Data Science. So I'm Camila Caiado. I'm Professor of Statistics in the Department of Mathematical Sciences. My main program is the Master of Data Science. So we have other colleagues here in the call. We've got Catherine Patterson, who is in this context also a marketing manager. We have Helen, who is our learning and teaching manager, and we've got Savi, our country advisor for India. So I'll give you a brief overview of the program. So if you need to contact me directly, here's my email address. I'm sure you have a copy of my slides later on, and you'll be able to see and look for further information on me, but also on the degree more broadly. So if we move to the next slide. Right, so the Master of Data Science program was designed primarily as a conversion degree initially. So that means that if you don't have a data science background or stats background or maths background, this is potentially the degree for you if you want to be introduced to data science techniques and see them aligned to specific applications within our streams. But if you do have a computer science background or a maths background and haven't actually received any actual training during your degree in data science, you're also welcome to join. The degree can be tailored for people with a more technical background, as well as people with a broader background. Of course, during the application process, you might also be redirected to other degrees like the Master's in Scientific Computing. So currently the MDS program suite has 6 streams. So the main MDS, for which the focus is in training data scientists with the idea of training data science managers. So with the idea that you look after your team, you'll be trained on data science skills, but also strategic leadership. And then we have our more specialized streams. The first one that was created was digital humanities. There's a focus on techniques for image visualization and processing in partnership with our arts and humanities departments, such as classics, history, the English department, and so on. So tools like text mining and neural networks applied to both text and imaging, but also looking at applications into archaeological sites. For example, we're in collaboration with our archaeology department. So anything from DALI, which is the new bot from ChatGPT for art, to classic applications of text mining. Then our second stream, health, which is primarily targeted at health professionals that want to develop a data science background, or people that want to be retrained into this area, but with some interest in health informatics and how health systems work within the UK and other countries as well. So how do you handle both the governance aspects of data, but also the techniques for modeling health data in general? Then we have social analytics, which is looking more around human behavior or population behavior and how you model that. So particularly interesting for people with a marketing background that want to take the next step into understanding market analytics and customer behavior. So how do you pose your questions and model them, but also data science applied to policy making more broadly. Then we have Earth and Environment, So Earth Environment is delivered in partnership with our Earth Sciences department, with looking at geology, geophysics, and so on. So techniques for understanding, for example, satellite image, GIS, and developing those skills further. But also natural hazards such as earthquakes, flooding, and so on. And then we have our degree in bioinformatics and biological modeling. That's delivered in conjunction with the biosciences department, and biostatistics, bioinformatics is part of the core, but also genomics within the biological modeling context, and population modeling for animals, for example, plants, and so on. So there's essentially a flavor for everyone within MDS. And all the combinations that can be developed as part of the different streams. So if we move to the next slide, I can talk through some of the core components. I've introduced the streams. Each stream has a lead, and each of the leads come from a relevant area in applied. So, for example, Jen Banhan, she is the lead for the health data science stream. And she worked for over 20 years in the Australian health system as a statistician and data scientist. So she has vast expertise, and she's currently working with the DNHS, so the National Health System in the UK, at understanding the data that is currently available and what's relevant for health informatics. We've got Peter Heslin, who's the lead for digital humanities. He's in the Department of Classics, and he's an expert in natural language processing, but he also covers aspects of heritage and text mining as part of his module. He delivers the main module for digital humanities. We have John Lee Liu, who is an expert in bioinformatics within the biosciences department. He's essentially a statistician working closely with bioscientists, and is an expert on a range of applications within the department. We have Jiraj Medzorsky, who's currently in our School of Governance and International Affairs. His expertise is in policy making and decision making, and data science applied to that specifically. And Fred Worrell, who's based in Earth Sciences, he's an expert on imaging and GIS more broadly, and oversees the curriculum within Earth Sciences. I've already introduced you to Helen. We also have Audrey, who is our learning teaching coordinator. So if we move to talk about the course in more detail, Catherine, if you move to the next slide, please. So in the beginning, I said that if you the Master of Data Science is primarily targeted as a conversion course. So if you come with no maths or computer science as part of your background, you'd be expected to take all the modules that are currently outlined in this slide. The Introduction to Computer Science, which is delivered by a computer science department. Introduction to Mathematics for Data Science, which is delivered by the maths department. Introduction to Statistics for Data Science, delivered by our maths department. Critical Perspectives in Data Science, delivered by anthropology. And everyone has to work on a data science research project during the summer. So the first three core modules, particularly the first two, are negotiable depending on your background. You wouldn't want to have to redo something you have already done in your undergrad. Introduction to Statistics, it's only excluded from the pathway for people coming with stats backgrounds, and if they have explored all the elements that's taught within the component. So there's flexibility within the degree but also all the modules are delivered from expectation that you do not have the core stones around computer science and maths. So you see it from the beginning and develop throughout the year up to the skills that you would expect from someone with a maths degree. So if we move to the next one, we can talk about the modules within streams as well. So the main MDS, which is primarily focused on people with a broad interest in data science and that likely wants to enter the job market as data scientist and escalator as a data science manager. The core modules, ethics and bias in data science, elements of ethics, governance, and other aspects that are relevant to data science are covered there. Strategic leadership delivered by our business school as part in a similar fashion to what's delivered for the MBA students. Also a very popular module, machine learning, of course, classic data science, and programming for data science, which is one step up on introduction to computer science. As we talk through the other streams, you're going to see the modules, they're similar to all degrees. So text mining and language analytics is delivered by our computer science department. And it's an incredibly popular module that covers a range of techniques, including natural language processing and web scraping, data exploration, visualization, and supervised learning. So the data exploration and visualization side is what it is. So you're going to learn how to present data in the best possible way to communicate the modeling, statistical modeling that you found, and unsupervised learning with techniques around clustering and neural networks being introduced there. Multi-level modeling, which is actually quite relevant for anyone with a health or social analytics interest, and looking at different types of models, the mathematical models, and particularly hierarchical models that are relevant for these areas. So as we move to the other streams, you see some commonality with them, and of course the other optional modules available to complete the 120 credits you need to take. So if we move to digital humanities, so you can see a very similar core, with the exception the digital humanities practice and theory is the core module for that degree, and there's elements of ethics and bias are covered within that. So to ensure that you do see the essentials for data science. You do have some more specific stream optional modules, such as computer music and data science applications and archaeology, where we look at heritage aspects. And then we can move to health, where you see that we have a core module in health informatics and clinical intelligence, with the focus primarily on the NHS, but with concepts expandable to other health systems. Models and methods for health data science, introducing the mathematical and statistical knowledge needed to process health data in general, and a very similar selection of optional modules. We now move to social analytics, where we see that social science questions, concepts, and theories and methods is the core element, where you're looking at causal inference and all the techniques that are relevant for data science within the social sciences. But also you see modules such as computational social science, where you learn about agent-based modeling and all the techniques that are incredibly relevant. And then we move to our next stream on bioinformatics and biological modeling, where you have a core in bioinformatics, but also an optional module on biological modeling, so modeling molecular biology specifically here. And then for which you actually get to use our high performance computing suite as well. And for Earth and Environment, we have two core modules. One where you learn all the core applications in Earth sciences, and the other where you look at tools such as GIS. So that's essentially what we've got to offer at the moment, and more streams are likely to come live in the near future, but there's a broad range that covers all possible interests. I think that's the end of the set of slides. So I'll hand over to Shannon to talk about living in Durham, or Catherine.
Thank you, Camilla. Yeah, I'm just going to talk a little bit about living in Durham, and then we've got Shannon with us today, who's a current student studying Master of Data Science, and she's going to talk about things from her perspective, what it's like to study here and live here as a student. So in terms of the student experience and a taste of life in Durham, so why come to Durham University? We're a globally outstanding centre of teaching and learning excellence. We're a collegiate community, and we're in a unique and historic centre in the northeast of England. We're in the we're at a world top 100 university based on the QS World Rankings for 2023. Of our 4 faculties, we offer over 100 top postgraduate programs. So there's lots of people coming here from different areas across the globe to study postgraduate studies. So there's lots of different opportunities to learn and be with a diverse community. We're currently ranked 56 in the world for employer reputation. And like I say, we've got staff and students from over 120 countries. So we've got a real diverse social and academic community. Academic success is only half the story. So we provide a transformative wider student experience, and we help our students to develop as individuals. So we've got 17 different colleges. We've got opportunities to take part in hundreds of different societies and groups, things like theatre, music, sport and volunteering. And we've also got lots of learning and personal development programs, including an overall development program that you can utilise within your college. So within colleges, like I say, we've got 17 different colleges. Most of them are a mix between undergraduate and postgraduate students. Students in the colleges study across all different subject areas, and they help to create a sense of belonging. So you will be in a college with students that might be in business school or within arts and humanities or social sciences, but everyone lives together and studies in their separate areas. We do also have Euston College, which is dedicated to PG students. So that's here in Durham as well. So you can choose between that college or one of the other 16 colleges, depending on what you prefer. And they just help to create a sense of belonging across all of our student cohorts. In terms of what you can get involved in, like I say, we've got hundreds of different clubs and societies, currently over 200, 50 volunteering opportunities, 80 student-led theatre music societies, 27 theatre companies, and around 18 sports with about 700 teams across all different sports across the university. So there really is something for everyone, no matter what your interest or your hobby is. We've got world-class facilities, so we're currently investing around 350 million in our estate projects. These already include state-of-the-art teaching and learning centre, which is the image in the background there, and where you will learn as part of the MDS programme. We've also carried out a major development of our sports and wellbeing parks. We've got dedicated sports facilities up at the site at Maiden Castle, which is about a 5-minute walk from the main campus. We've got a brand new college that's recently opened a couple of years ago. We've also got a refurbishment of our theatre, which is right in the city centre in the assembly rooms. And we've also got a brand new state-of-the-art mathematics and computer science building, which again, you'll have a chance to experience depending on the stream of your MDS programme that you choose. In terms of living in Durham, it's a small city, it's a very safe city. We've got centuries of history and heritage. We've got the castle and cathedral, which form part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. We've also got within the castle and cathedral parts of the buildings that were used for the Harry Potter films, so lots of people interested in coming along to see those. You can walk to and from most locations under 30 minutes within Durham, so whether you're in a college and going to campus or whether you're on campus and walking into the city centre, everything is really close by. We're close to the city of Newcastle, which is only 10 minutes by train. London is only 3 hours by train, and Edinburgh up in Scotland is only 2 hours by train. So really central for getting about and exploring other parts of the country too. And within Durham itself, we've got access to a wide range of attractions and events. So as part of the university, you'll have access to the Botanic Gardens, the Oriental Museum. We've got the Palace Green Library. We've got a castle, which you can go and do tours of. Obviously, we're in the city centre, you can access the cathedral, and we've got lots of festivals throughout the year, including Lumiere, which is a biannual international festival which takes place at Festival of Lights within the city centre. And then finally, just to touch on the student support that you'll be able to access while you're here. So we provide access to a wide range of support to make sure that you feel well, you feel comfortable, and you get the most from your experience in Durham. So we can support with immigration, we can also support with healthcare and access to medical services, financial services, student wellbeing, counselling, chaplaincy and faith, and also our EDI service. So once you are here in Durham, through our main central services here, you've got a wide range of student support, and we also offer a wide range of student support within our college communities too. So that's just a little bit about support here and living in Durham if you do choose to come and study with us. Just got a slide here on how to apply. So there's some information there on the screen about what we need. So your degree should be accredited and be as part of a listed university. So we take 60% from Section 1 university, 65 from Section 2 and 70 from Section 3. No more than 8 to 10 backlogs are accepted there. And like we've said before, students from any background, including social sciences, arts, business, can apply, especially for this MDS programme. You don't have to have that background in data science. So I've just also put some English proficiency requirements there. So there is a waiver for students with 80% and higher in their Year 12 English, if you graduated within the last 2 years. The IELTS 7 overall with no less than 6 in any bands. And then we've got the TOEFL IBT, so 202 overall, no less than 23 in any element. And the PTE 68 overall with no less than 59 in each communicative skill. Again, I'll put a slide up in a minute that's got some more contact details. So if you've got any questions at all on how to apply, or you want to know more about the programme, please do just get in touch with us. There's some information there on the screen. So the QR code there will take you to the web pages about the Master of Data Science programmes. Camilla's email is also on there as well if you'd like to get in touch. And I'll leave that slide on the screen while I introduce Shannon, who's just going to talk a little bit more about her experience in Durham.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I have studied the general version of the data science program. I did not specialize in anything. But that's because I felt like I needed more maths. In my background, I have done computer science in the past, which is why I opted for more math modules. Initially, when I came to Durham, I actually missed Freshers Week. There was a little thing with the visa. So just make sure you apply visa and all well in advance, because there can be delays from the office. But yeah, I missed Freshers Week, and then I came a little bit late, but it was a very welcoming from my college. It was really welcoming. I had a great time. I got to meet everybody. I still got to apply to societies. I still got to apply for different committees and be a part of the college. I never felt out of place here. There's a lot of Indian students that I've met. It's on the MDS program and apart from that as well. And in general, there are a lot of international students. I live out of university and I share my house with a lot of international students. There's 3 of us, there's 4 in total. I did not have any trouble fitting in, like I said. Durham has been a great place, and it's not, given that it's not that big of a city, it's not really overwhelming in the start. You can take your time and fit in, and it's just, there's not that much being thrown at you. In terms of academics, there are some subjects that I did find difficult, and you will get enough support. That's not really the problem. It's just that you'll have to put in a lot of time from your side to read extra stuff, to watch videos, to see how things are done. And then you can get the hang of it, because these are all, for me at least, it was new topics, it was new subjects. Apart from that, I did not have any problem. Like I said, Durham has been, I do not regret my choice at all. I'm really happy that I came here and that I chose Durham over other universities, because I feel like everything has been great so far. The support has been great. The circle that I've made has been great. The people that I've met at university have been great. And it's just been a great experience.
Perfect. Thank you, Shannon.
You're welcome, Catherine.
That's the end of our presentation. That's all the information we've got for you today. Thank you. Yukti, any questions?
Yeah, sure. One second. So thank you for taking out time and giving us this insightful presentation. Now time for Q&A session. I will call out the question from the chat box, YouTube chat box. So first question is, what about the post-study work visa?
Sorry, can you just repeat that question?
Yeah, sure. What about the post-study work visa?
Post-study work visas. Camilla, have you got any information about that, or is that something we can share later?
I have the information if you want.
Oh, thanks, Anne.
Yeah, so you get an initial visa, which is your 1 year for your studies. After that, you apply for a graduate visa, and your post-study work visa is 2 years. But I believe after this cohort, you're applying for this cohort, so it's fine. But if you are thinking of deferring, there was news that they might reduce it back to 6 months again. But as of right now, it's 2 years post-study work visa.
Okay. Is it possible to apply for a scholarship for September intake?
Can I take this one?
Perfect. Thank you.
Hi.
Abby.
That's all right, Catherine. I'm so sorry. I had a technical glitch. So with respect to the scholarships, we have a current ongoing scholarship, which is the Master's Achievement Scholarship. It's the international scholarship, which is £5,000, which is applicable for all offer holders for Master of Data Science for all students of Indian origin. So if a student has got an offer from us for study for the Master of Data Science program, they would automatically be eligible for the £5,000 scholarship.
Okay. Can I enroll for Masters in Data Science without any work experience?
Sorry, I didn't quite understand that.
Sorry?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. Can I enroll for Masters in Data Science without any work experience?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So about 50% of the cohort come out to the Master of Data Science after the first degree, while the other half are coming to be retrained as part to improve their work experience. So yes, everyone is welcome. As long as you have a 2-1 degree or both from a suitable university, you're more than welcome to join the program.
Okay. Who are the top 3 employers after completing Masters in Data Science?
Who were the top 3 employers? So, Helen, I think we've got some examples, haven't we, of some organisations that their students have gone on to work in?
Yes, so the degree has been running for about 3 years, so we haven't been able to identify the top employers yet. But most students are coming, for the students that already have an employer, they will go back into the same company that they came from. For the ones that are coming and want to look for employment afterwards, there seems to be a good number that goes into SMEs, so small businesses, but also some that are going to large organizations like PwC or within the NHS, if you're staying in the UK, civil service, or I think IBM was one of the recruiters for last year's cohort as well. So there's a range of, because people are going to the organizations that best align to their strengths and to their project interests as well. So hopefully in a few years, we'll have more extensive data with top employers.
Okay. What is the average salary we can expect after completing Masters in Data Science?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I'll repeat the question. What is the average salary we can expect after completing Masters in Data Science?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
What's sort of the average salary that students can expect once they've completed their program?
I'm not sure we have data on that.
I don't think we have that information as such, but I think it will be the higher end of a kind of graduate salary. But we don't actually have any concrete data on that at the moment.
Okay, no issues. What do you think are the pros and cons, if there are any, about getting a master's degree in the UK for international students?
Ravi, is that one you could come in on? Pros and cons studying in the UK?
Definitely, Catherine. So thank you for the question. With respect to pros of studying in the UK, So unlike the Indian education, wherein you have a 2 years master's, the degree in the UK is a 1 year's master's degree. So students end up saving both time and money that ways. And also the degrees that are provided at the universities in the UK are recognized across the globe. So they hold a very, very strong value and reputation, no matter which part of the world that you look for employment for. Also, Durham being a world top 100 university, students get an opportunity to study under top class faculty which have a gold star rating, as per the teaching excellence framework. And they also get to study amongst peers and other students who are from various different nationalities. So it's a very, very interactive way of learning and developing. So it's not just professional development, but it's also personal skill and knowledge development as well for students to have that multicultural, diversified environment. So I think it's a mix of all of these factors that really makes, studying in the UK extremely popular.
For international students, is there any help to find jobs in the UK after graduation or during the study?
Yes, so we have a very good career service within the university, and we also organize talks and other engagement sessions with current and future employers. So Helen, I'm not sure if you want to add anything else since you organize most of our sessions.
The only other thing I would add is that we run sessions specifically for the MDS students, and we've had students who've got jobs, from the last year, telling us about how they've got their jobs and also making links with the organisations that they're currently working for. So there's a direct kind of way into some careers that graduates are already doing, which students in the past have found really helpful.
Okay. What is the average age of the students in this course?
That's a good question. I haven't done that bit of data analysis. I can tell you the range is wide, from anyone from 21 years old up to 60 plus on the current cohort. So you should expect to be part of a fairly heterogeneous cohort. But probably people closer to Shannon's age normally.
How much is the total fees for this course? I'll repeat the question. How much is the total fees for this course?
I think that's available on the website. I wouldn't want to say exactly because I might get it wrong, but we can certainly guide you to that on the course details.
That's okay, Helen. I can take this question. The tuition fee for international students is £29,500, and it's a 1-year program, so that's the tuition fee. Living expenses would be additional, and apart from this, which on an average would be somewhere between £8,000 to £11,000. That would include their accommodation, their transportation, and their food expenses.
Okay, so the last question is, please let me know about the admission process.
I think I can take that one too. So with respect to the admission process, so our applications usually start a year in advance to the course start date. So if a student is ideally looking at a start in October 2024, the applications for the program would open in October 2023. And that's usually when we, students to start, with their application process. Because as a university, our turnaround time somewhere between October to December is approximately 4 weeks. Post that, because we usually see a surge in applications, it goes up to 6 to 8 weeks. So the sooner they put in an application, the easier, the more, quickly they will get a response from us and they'll get an offer letter from our end. And then that will leave them enough time in order to process their CAST letter for them to apply for their visa documents as well. With respect to the entry criteria, so we've already covered that, but I'll just quickly go over that again. So we're looking at minimum, 60% from Section 1 university, which would ideally mean we're looking at a first division from any Indian university. The Indian universities are divided into 3 sections by the Indian government, basis their risk assessment levels, the kind of faculty that's teaching there, the kind of career outcomes that students get from these universities. And based on that, so from Section 1, we're looking at 60%, Section 2, 65%, and Section 3, 70%. So as long as you're meeting the minimum percentage criteria, all you've got to do is go onto the university's webpage. On the MDS program page, there'll be a tab for how to apply. You can click on that tab. You can fill out your basic information, upload your bachelor's degree certificates, your year 12th mark sheets, your statement of purpose, and 2 letters of recommendations. As long as we've got all these documents, you can go ahead and process the application. Currently, there is no application fee for the MDS program. We also have an ongoing English waiver for students if they have graduated their year 12 from a CBSE or a state board or any national curriculum. Also, if they have graduated from IB or A levels, if they have an equivalent of 80% and higher. And the stipulation for this particular waiver is that they should have graduated within the last 2 years of their course start date. So the course is starting in 2024. Ideally, they should have graduated in their bachelor's degree in 2022 for the 80% and above to be valid as an English waiver. Other than that, they can apply for IELTS, wherein we're looking at an overall score of 7 with no band less than 6 in each submodule. Hope that helps answer the question, Yukti.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
just to add to that as well, obviously we are still accepting applications for the start date of this year for September 2023. So yeah, please do, if you want to apply to start this year, then that's absolutely fine. And we can guide you through that process and support you through that as you go.
Okay. So I have covered all the questions from YouTube chat box. Thank you for answering all the questions so well. Do you want to share any final words?
I guess if anyone would like to book a one-to-one session to talk to me or to one of the relevant stream leads, please get in contact and we'll arrange that. As it's been said, the applications is still open for this coming September, but also please do feel free to start applying for next year. We're really happy to guide you through the process as much as we can.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable time. All the audience, if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us at UK India office. For more updates, do follow us on our social media handles. Bye-bye.